All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be playing Vampire Survivors. And yeah, that's about it. All right. So, I genuinely play this game all the fucking time. It's honestly pretty fucking fun. It was like $5 on Amazon, or not Amazon, I'm fucking retarded. Fucking Steam. Wasn't very like I don't know, I didn't have very high hopes for it. I thought it was just gonna be like, a boring game. But I don't know. I think it's fun. Game itself is pretty, simple. All of the particle effects really, you know. This just should help. Put some music on for you. So the thing with this game is that there's a lot of like random shit that goes into it. Like, I mean, a lot of the weapons are pretty simple. Like, the garlic is probably my best one to start out with because it just kills them all instantly and then you can, like, gather the fucking things. I don't know, the first few rounds aren't very hard. It's just collecting so you could try to get, stronger before all the other waves start. It's a pretty easy roguelite, you know. But I've killed probably over 40 hours on this game, so always a fun time. I mean, there's no real reason why I get certain items, just, it's simpler. I mean, the best weapons to probably get from the start is the garlic and maybe a whip, because the whip can be updated pretty later in the game, but, for the most part, it's just surviving. There we go. Just collecting some balls. Know how it be. It's been a long time since I've streamed. I've been meaning to since, I was unemployed for about, like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks because I quit my other job. I was just fucking tired of it. But, obviously I haven't had a lot of fucking, motivation to do anything relating to, like, internet video creating. I don't know, I only really do this shit for fun. I don't expect to make any money off of it or nothing like that, but, I just haven't really had the time. I've been working constantly since I was like 16, so usually the time I did have to kill was spent doing other things or, that's why my videos are so far and few between, because believe it or not, making a YouTube video is much, I wouldn't say harder than you would think, but it's much more tedious than one would imagine. You know, even like the small amount of edits I do for like my videos, it's still a fucking time consuming thing. You know, especially when you have such a shitty editing program that crashes every so often, and you know, just everything else. That's the thing, is I don't pay for shit. I don't really want to pay for anything. It's not like I don't have the money to pay for like a good editing software or nothing. It's just I don't do it often enough to really, you know, justify me actually needing to, you know, do a monthly subscription. Because in that case, I would have to actually start doing videos monthly, which, you know, that would be nice, but, you know, in today's economy, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do to survive these days. That's what it feels like most people are doing. We haven't really been thriving. We've been surviving. But hey, who knows? Maybe it'll get better. You know, maybe the United States won't be this shit for so long. No, but there's bosses every so often, you know, little round bosses that, you know, if you kill them, you get like a chest, which, it's not too bad. Hopefully I could survive the horde, though, because right now I am not really able to decipher what I'm even fucking looking at. There's a lot of shit that goes on in this game. I was playing it the other night. My girlfriend was just looking at me dumbfounded. She had no idea what the fuck she was looking at, which, I mean, I get that. There's so much shit in this game. It's kind of hard to, you know, notice certain things. I mean, it's a very fun game. That's the crux for my whole enjoyment of video games, is it's got to be something that I could kill time to. And this is a good, like, podcast game, you know, have something playing in the background. But, you know, shit. Come on. There we go. I don't know, I'm not great at video games. I never really played them as a kid. You know, I had a few games I would play, like Sonic and shit was always like a go-to. Because Sonic is just, you know, it's Sonic. You can't really go wrong when you're a small kid. Because it's like, it's just flashing colors and lights. It's like a Marvel movie. You know, it's, you love it when you're a kid, but when you try to think critically on it, it's not, you know, it's not anything to write home about. But who knows? That's the thing. Fucking, I used to really like Marvel movies. Like, granted, until about 2 years ago, I've maybe only seen 5 of them. So, you know, I mostly only really watched anything that had to do with Spider-Man, you know. I did watch the Iron Man movie when it came out, or at least, you know, around the time, but I never finished it until very, very recently. Like, I had never seen the ending, and, you know, it's a Marvel movie. It's fun, flashing lights, you know, have it on the background while you're, like, doing shit, washing dishes, or, like, fucking, you know. But other than that, Marvel movies are, you know, it's not like it's Marvel movies are gonna be the next Oscar film, you know. Which blew my fucking mind that year during the Oscars when people were genuinely upset that Endgame didn't get an Oscar. Like, Endgame didn't deserve an Oscar. Like, granted, it was a good movie. You know, it was a good superhero movie. Which, you know, take that as you will. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like 3.5 hours, and most of the shit doesn't even happen until the end. So, I don't know. I've only ever seen Endgame once, so I'm kind of just basing everything I remember off of me watching a pirated like version of it when it came out. So like some dude sitting in a movie theater opening night and me watching it, you know. So the same thing with Infinity War. I haven't seen Infinity War since it came out, and that was a long time ago. So I barely even remember most of the shit except for being kind of sad when Spider-Man died. I thought that was stupid. I was like, come on, why'd you gotta kill fucking Spider-Man? But I mean, it's a good move theatrically, you know, kill off everyone's favorite character just to bring him back, but, you know, it feels like Marvel has no clue what they're really even doing anymore. They don't understand what made their films so fun to watch, and that's because it was just complete shit. You know, they weren't trying to be anything, they were just trying to be fun. And now every Marvel movie is trying to set up the next and trying to, you know, set up the new universe or whatever. Well, it's like, at the end of the day, the only people that genuinely would care about, like, the next universe of Marvel is grown-ass adults. And I hate to say it, but that is not the target audience of Marvel movies. They don't make movies for you uptight adults that, you know, are upset that every single Marvel movie isn't the new Endgame, you know? Like, you can't be upset if a Marvel movie's bad because they're not supposed to be good. They're supposed to be flashing lights, you know? Supposed to sell toys and do well in foreign markets. It's not really like a passion project, or at least it hasn't been in the longest time. That's why I feel like some properties like The Boys and Invincible that do superheroes in a different way do so well is because it's just fucking something else. It's, you know, it's new. You haven't seen it yet. And with The Boys TV show, you could tell they actually have they know what they're doing. They want to make something, and they're doing their best to make it the way they want it, you know? Because the comics and the TV show are two very fucking different things, you know? The comics are so fucking awful compared to the show, so I think it's good they're trying to separate it from that, because the comics suck dick. And the dude who, like, wrote it and, like, designed it, he's got a bunch of other comics that are, like, just fucking bad. Like, I remember reading this comic from the creator of The Boys called The Crossed or something. It was fucking some stupid ass name, but very rarely does a piece of media make me so genuinely uncomfortable while reading it. Which, I guess that's the point, you know, but that's not really fun to read. With Cliff Notes, you know, the whole world is taken over by, like, some disease or some stupid shit. Who really cares? And it makes everyone awful. You know, people rape and murder and fucking maim people and children and shit. It's not a good read for out in public, if that makes any sense, you know? Like, I just remember there's this one scene where a bunch of kids just, like, get raped to death or some shit. It was just fucking, you know, I don't really want to watch that, you know? I don't want to read it. It's like, I understand the thematic point of it is to show that they are monsters. Ooh, they're bad guys. But you could do that in a way without, like, making it about raping kids, I guess. Who knows? That's the thing, is there's a lot of horror things you could do, like, to make a villain a bad guy. Like, the most notable one is if you want your bad guy in your movie to be like, irredeemable, just make him a Nazi. You know, that's a tried and true method of making a bad guy evil, is just making him a Nazi, which works. You know, that's great. But to, like, bring it down into a deeper level where it's like, no, these are real people who just have a virus that makes them rape people. You know, it's like, okay. That's, I mean, it's a premise. I'll give them that. But does that mean it had to be done? You know? 'Cause, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could have better off just not have been done, you know? Like, I mean, I guess the best way to think about it would be Scream, like Scream 5. Is did you actually have to make Scream 5? Like, Wes Craven's fucking dead, dude. Like, and I saw Scream 5. I love the original Scream movies. Even if the, like, everyone after 1 is dog shit, you know? It's a decent series, and with Wes Craven at the helm, it, you know, it felt way more close to home. Like, this was something, you know, it was something someone wanted to make. So, it's kind of upsetting that they decided to bring it back purely out of the fact that other movies had been brought back. You know, like Halloween and fucking all these other ones and shit. It's just, I'm tired of seeing remakes, man. The early 2000s was full of them, and now the fucking 2020s are gonna be full of remakes. This is fucking tiresome, man. Like, that's why it's so cool to see actually genuine, like, new attempts at horror movies, you know, like Malignant. Malignant I fucking loved because it was the closest thing to making a horror character in the longest time that wasn't like a remake or a reference to another property. You know, like even Stranger Things 4, like season 4, I couldn't really enjoy it because it was just fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. That's all it was. You know, he's Freddy Krueger. But, you know, the gore is cool, like, seeing the people get all snapped up and shit, like, all bony and fuck. It's cool, but it's not original. You know, it's like, oh, I've seen this done before, and done better. Like, I get it's supposed to be a reference to the monster of the time period, or whatever, but still could have done something else. You know, it didn't have to be just Freddy Krueger. That's all he was. But I think it's cool that they did have Robert Englund do a little cameo. Because, you know, the man's fucking Freddy Krueger, so it'd be kind of fucked up to reference someone else's character and not even ask them if they want to do a little cameo about it or something. Because as cool as it would be to see a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, like one that's actually done well, it'll never happen. There will never be a good remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. As much as everyone would love there to be, it won't happen. Because Robert Englund made Freddy Krueger. He is Freddy Krueger. No one else could step into the shoes the way he did. And any attempt to either try to subdue it or redo it will just, you know, end in failure. Because Nightmare on Elm Street, the concept is purely held up by Freddy Krueger himself, you know. It could be a ghost, you know, like a faceless spirit that kills people in their dreams or whatever. But Freddy Krueger was a bastard. He was a piece of shit, you know, and it's a hard thing to make a bad guy the coolest one in a movie, you know. I mean, I guess Nancy was pretty cool, you know, she's obviously like one of the best final girls to exist, but I don't know. You can't make another Nancy, and you can't make another Freddy. It won't happen. So it's either you try to do something else with the series, but at that point, what's the point? You know, if you're gonna remake a series but have it be nothing comparable to the, like, original, what's even the point of redoing it? You know? Because it's just going to be people upset that you took something they love and ruined it. Which, I mean, I guess it can be done well. Like they did with the new Hellraiser. I did like the new Hellraiser, even though I was upset that Pinhead was not played by the original actor. I thought the new actor did well. They did an incredible job. And people were upset because it was played by a trans person. Which, does it matter? It's an actor. I mean, it's not like Hellraiser is the fucking property that's gonna, like, turn your kids gay. And even if it is, okay, let me say it like this. If there is a property, like, let's say, a movie or a television show or a game, that turned you gay, it's not because of the property. You were just gay. You're gay, and that opened your eyes to it. You know, it's not like it forced you into being gay. It wasn't your choice. No, it's your choice. It's your choice to be gay. You can always choose not to be. It's pretty simple. But I don't know. Horror movies are a weird thing. Well, I guess we're... What a fucking shitty computer. This is how I do all my streaming and shit, is I use my high school laptop, which I don't know if this can be, like, seen very well. I think about it. But I don't know. Horror movies are a weird thing. Okay. I guess my stream is going okay. 30 minutes into it. Oh, great. Yeah, this is a piece of shit. I need to get a better computer, but... Oh, fuck. I'm surrounded. I'm dead. Come on. I don't know. The thing with, like, movies and shit is I watch way too many. You know, I try to watch as many movies as I can, just so I have a good, like... Well, that's the thing, is I wanna make movies, and I wanna, like... Most importantly, I wanna be a stuntman. I wanna be the guy that explodes into a million pieces, you know? I don't really care about being a protagonist or anything. I mean, being a villain would be cool, because there's not enough good villains these days. Too many of the villains are too, like, oh, I'm sad, so I do bad things because I'm sad. And that's just boring. I like villains that are just evil to be evil, because they're bastards. Like, Jack Horner is probably the best recent example of that from, Big Jack Horner from Puss in Boots 2. Fucking... The guy was just a cocksucker. That's the best way to describe him, is he was a piece of shit. You know, and that's the point. He's supposed to be an irredeemable bad guy. And I saw on Twitter, which is already a bad place to look for, like, what people think of things, but a lot of people were very upset with Jack Horner's character. Because he's irredeemable. And that was the point, you know. But a lot of people are like, how am I supposed to root for him if he's a bad guy? You know, how am I supposed to like him? If you don't like bad characters, don't like them. You know, because that's the point, is they're supposed to be a bad guy for the good guy to defeat. You know, someone you want the good guy to take down. You know, when it's about making friends with the bad guy, that just completely ruins everything about it. Because it's like, oh, okay, then and I guess he has no repercussions for what they've done throughout the entire, you know. I don't know. I don't want to feel bad for the villain, you know, because they're the villain. If I feel like that's just a Twitter moment though, is being upset that a villain isn't bad or that a villain is bad, you know. Then again though, is I saw this tweet that explained it very well. Is back in school, we were separated in different classes, you know, like the slow classes versus the, like, you know, the normal and then the honor classes. Twitter is just everyone put together, you know, so it's not a good, you know, it's not a good place to be. You'll just see some crazy shit that stupid people will say, and it makes me honestly want to delete my Twitter. Because at this point, all I use it for is to look up, like, what's happening in the world. Because it's, like, first-hand responses of people talking about it. I never look at what, like, news sources are saying or whatever. Because, like, who fucking knows what truth is at this point when it comes to any news source. So, I might as well see what at least the people are saying. And you could kind of pick it together. If you go through enough shit, you know, you could kind of see what's real and what's not. It's very hard, though, considering that the internet is just everyone at this point. I definitely think we're outnumbered by the children, you know. There's too many kids on the internet than there used to be, and now it's an awful, horrible place. Or at least children back then, like when I was a kid using the internet, I wasn't vocal. You know, I wasn't saying things or commenting and all that shit. I wasn't being fucking annoying. But now there's too many children with a voice, you know. Kids are getting the say in certain things because at this point, if you're a grown-ass adult that, like, says things on Twitter constantly, like, if you're constantly tweeting and, like, replying to people and all this shit, you need to stop. No human adult should be on their phone for more than maybe 5 hours a day. And children should be on it much less, but that's not something we can really control, so it's kind of hard to deduce it, but who knows. I'm just saying we need to implement a feature that, like, actually, now that I think about it, that just wouldn't work. I was gonna say that, like, implement a feature in social media that shows your age, you know, so you can at least take what people say with a grain of salt, like, oh, this person's talking about politics. Oh, wait, it says they're 13. Never mind. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, because I don't think that would work. Because children don't have IDs. They can't prove that they're a child. You know, they can't really... You can't force a child to put in their ID. But I think that would be better for Twitter if you had to put in, like, identification, you know? Because then at least it would verify you are a real person. And two, it could stop children from being on there. Because ain't no fucking child's got an ID. So it's not like, you know... No, but it's very strange seeing Breaking Bad be popular, like, again. Or at least in the mainstream. Like, I remember when Breaking Bad was big, everyone watched it, but after it like aired, it was kind of, you know, it died down on the internet. At least it wasn't a huge meme, you know. There was maybe a few shit, but you know, it wasn't like what it is now, where memes are literally the culture of certain areas. You know, being like, knowing memes is part of being like active with the world, which sucks. Cause I don't wanna be in a world that's fully connected. It's a bad thing that I know most people's thoughts from damn near halfway across the world, or just entirely across the world, you know. I should not know what makes you shoot ropes of cum, you know. That is the mistake of the internet, is people are way too open with the way they feel about certain things, which you just shouldn't. You shouldn't be open about, like, what you're sexually, like... I guess what I'm saying is no one should be openly a furry or anything like that on the internet. Now, say whatever you will, you know, furries, they're not bad people or whatever, at least not some of them who don't, like, fuck animals. But it's still not a normal thing. And more shit like that is being normalized. Like, fucking Big Mouth, I feel, is trying to normalize pedophilia. Because it's a show about fucking kids just jacking off, you know, which isn't... I wish Big Mouth got the same treatment from the internet that Cuties did, because they're basically on the same fucking level. It's just one happens to be animated, which at least the world is starting to recognize that animation is just as fucked up as, you know, real life shit. Like, a lot of states had started banning lolly shit, you know, because it's child pornography. And I think it's fucking hilarious that you could go on the internet and say lolly hentai is bad and it's good that it's, you know, being banned because it's child pornography. And people will genuinely argue with, like, about it with you. People are openly like, no, lolly hentai is great. And that's not... that's not fucking good. That ain't right. No one should be that open. I should say that loud and clear. No one should be open about what makes them come. But, you know, I refuse to say to each their own when it comes to shit like that. Because at that point, you're just a fucked up individual. You just should not be allowed around people. And I think that's a fair assumption to make. I think you are a danger to children if you jack off to, like, lolly hentai. Because at that point, you're a pedophile. That's the one and only way to describe it. You know, fucking lolly, I'm pretty sure quite literally translates into pedophile. Or at least for certain, like, shit when, like, in an anime, if they say lolly, it'll be, like, in the caption, pedophile. Which is correct. It is grammatically correct. You are indeed a pedophile if you jack off to kids. I feel like that's pretty, you know. I'm so gonna fucking die right now, by the way. There's so much going on screen right now, and it's fucking slowing my computer down so much. I'm just dead, probably. Unless I could get a chicken. And then at that point, I still have to get more chicken. Fucking awesome. Who knows? Holy fuck. So, fucking... I watched this one, like... There's a goddamn... I can't even think. Fuck. There's this clip I saw of, It was a fucking... I'm trying to think who the person was. It was probably like a Jimmy Kimmel type or someone. But it was Mindy Kaling on, Jimmy Kimmel or some shit. Conan. Fucking... She was talking about a movie where she, like... She was on set and she had to do, like, a scene with a fellow actor. You know, a male actor. And she just outs herself on live television saying she, like, kissed him for no reason. Like, for, like, out of nowhere. Just, like, kissed the dude hard on the mouth. And she was saying, like, jokingly, like, ha ha ha, so yeah, my, like, interns or whatever, they told me, like, you can't do that, you could get a case from it, you know, maybe he could sue you for sexual harassment. And what I said to them is, don't tell anyone or you're fired. And then, like, the audience, like, laughs. Like, it's, like, a joke. That's not even, like, a joke. That's just admitting to sexually assaulting a man, you know. Which, take it as you will, you know, women, blah, blah, blah. Women definitely get fucked over the most by men. That's just a fact. You know, it's the way it is, which is awful. But that does not mean a woman cannot do the same thing to a man. Like, I don't know, if Timothy Chalamet, like, fucking kissed some random woman on set, like, really hard on the mouth for no reason, like, that would probably end up in, like, the news, you know? But no one was really talking about that, like, Mindy Kaling clip. It just kind of was on Twitter one day, and then I haven't seen it since. Just very strange. Like, it's weird that someone could do that and play it off like a joke and just, like, go on with it, you know? People just don't care. Which, on some real shit, I would be pissed off if I got kissed by Mindy Kaling out of nowhere. I would be so upset. I'd honestly find a lawyer. Because, like, at that point, you know, that... It's wrong, obviously. You can't just do that to someone. But to then go on live television and then laugh it off, like, haha, yeah, I did this, ha ha ha, yeah. That just shows you've got an ego the size of, like... You've got an ego the size of your own head up your own ass, you know. It's not a good thing to admit. But, hey, it's a television's first. Someone jokingly admitting to sexually assaulting someone on set and then telling their interns if they told anyone they'd fire them. That's very strange. I'll give it that. It's not the move to take. But, I don't know, maybe he'll come back and bite her in the ass. Who knows? Hopefully. Because that is indeed wrong. Like, you can't just do that. But, who knows? Maybe nothing will come of it. You know, maybe it'll just be one of those things. But, like, fucking, that Velma show is awful. Like, I couldn't even watch past, like, 10 minutes into the first episode. Because it's just not, it's nothing. That's the best way to describe it, is it's just nothing. You know, fucking, all of the jokes are in this one movie they do this one thing, so we better not do it like this one movie. But what if we have to because they did it in this one movie? Which isn't funny. It really is just nothing. Which, I know people, like, the animation is solid. I'll give it that. It's animated decently well comparatively to other shows. Like, it looks better than Big Mouth. I'll give it that. It looks better than, like, Family Guy these days, but that's not saying much. I don't know. There's too many TV shows now. There shouldn't be. Let's just compress it back down to when there was like 4. You know. Let's have some MASH going, some fucking Leave It to Beaver. Let's just bring back that. Let's have that. I don't know. A24 is doing incredible when it comes to making good films, though. Because A24 has had a pretty good streak. And I think their last, or at least the last one of their movies I watched was Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I fucking love that movie. That movie fucking kicks ass. Because it's just an old woman beating the shit out of people, which is everything you would want in a movie. Like, at this point, there's so many Spider-Man films, like, let's just say fuck it, let's bring Spider-May into the mix, but have it be like a CGI'd version of the Aunt May from the first Spider-Man movies. Let's just have her swinging around, fucking smashing into buildings and shit. I am excited for the new Into the Spider-Verse movie, but I don't know. I don't want to have my hopes up for a fucking kids movie. I should not be like, cause I understand Marvel, like Marvel bro, like their fascination with seeing all of their favorite characters be put in film. Like, I know for a fact that okay, let me put it like this. I'm never going to watch Ant-Man, like, 3. I don't give a fuck, and I don't want to watch it. Like, it looks... Who the fuck cares about Ant-Man? It's like such a stupid character, and I understand if that's someone's favorite character, that's great for you. You can appreciate the little things in life. But I don't care. So I don't know why Ant-Man is the setup for the newest, like, Marvel Universe whatever shit, because that means you have to watch Ant-Man now, you know, to contextually get the beginning of the setup. You know, you have to watch a movie that's dog shit, and that's not great. At least, like, fucking, you didn't have to watch Thor 2 to understand Infinity War, you know, but at this point, you're probably gonna have to watch them all to understand whatever the fuck is gonna go on. Which is, it's silly, but I'm not gonna watch Ant-Man, but I am going to spend my money to go see fucking Transformers Rise of the Beasts in theaters, because it's a Transformers movie. And honestly, I know it's gonna be bad. I know it's gonna be shit. I don't have high hopes for it, but it's gonna be schlocky. You know, hopefully there's enough robot shit in there, like Transformers shit, to keep me, like, interested. At the end of the day, I genuinely don't care. You know, I've seen every Transformers movie over and over, and they all suck shit. All of them are awful. You know, they're not good movies, but they are entertaining. You know, except for the dinosaur one, which was so upsetting. Because that's like a surefire way to my heart, is fucking robots and fucking T-Rexes. Like dinosaurs and shit, but they just dropped the ball. They dropped it hard. I think there was maybe a solid 10 minutes of dinosaur in that whole movie, and they kind of just ride up and then leave. Like at the end battle fight, like Optimus Prime rides on a like T-Rex and then gets off of it, and then the fucking T-Rex just runs off into the distance. You know, which is, it's fucking stupid. I hate that. But what are you gonna do? You know. I know I'm gonna watch the new Transformers movie. There's not gonna be something to get me around that. And I'm gonna watch the Mario movie, even if it is probably gonna be awful too. But that's the thing, you can't have high hopes for these movies anymore. Because at this point, it's just studios putting out properties to make money. It's not people genuinely having the passion to make something anymore. Which is upsetting. You know, you want to see passion projects. You want to see people making movies they just want to make. Which is why A24, I think, is doing an incredible job. Because they're just giving money to random people to make passion projects. And it's working. You know, so far they've done amazing with it. But that's the problem. Is Netflix does the same thing, but they just suck ass at it. Because they give money to actually random people. They don't ever like I seriously doubt Netflix has ever given someone money because they've seen a portfolio. You know, they've probably given them money just because they had a premise. Never knew if they could actually pull it off. Well, that's just my thinking. Because there's very few Netflix shows that are actually good. You know, and even the ones that are not the ones made by Netflix. They're the ones produced by Netflix. So it's the thing with like Netflix shows is it's difficult to know. Well, no. You can tell which shows and which shit is made by Netflix or is produced by Netflix. Because most of the shit that's produced by Netflix is decent. You know, it's got some level of competence. The shit made by Netflix is completely incompetent. They can't write or make a story for the life of them. If you put a gun to their head and said, write a good TV show, they'd probably just shit themselves and say that's it. Netflix is just bad at what they do. And that's why they're losing a shitload of money and fucking subscribers and shit. Because they don't know what they're doing. They're just doing whatever works, and so far nothing has worked. They're throwing shit at the wall and it's not sticking. But who knows, maybe they'll get their luck. You know, maybe they'll have a show that's made by Netflix that'll actually do well. You know, because at the end of the day, they're not doing so great. And I feel like everything nowadays is just, everyone's so tired. Like animators and shit, like CGI artists are so goddamn tired. They just don't want to do this shit no more. And fucking people are... There's a new show every week. And these poor people keep having to do more and more. Marvel just needs to... I don't know, give an extra year or two to every movie they're gonna make. You know, at this point. Just give it some extra time to be polished. You know, because if you can't put out a polished product, what's the point of putting it out at all? Because if it's not finished, it's not finished. But at this point, they're so... desperate to hit deadlines and like hit when the market's in a fatigue. You know, like, oh, there hasn't been a Marvel movie in .2 minutes. Time for a new one, you know. And then there's so many studios that Disney owns now that just pump as much shit out as they possibly can. Like, Disney Plus has a new property every week. Fucking, there's like 7 different fucking Star Trek shows, or not Star Trek, Star Wars. And never in my life have I ever been more disinterested in Star Wars. Like, I've never seen any of the movies, and that hasn't been because I haven't wanted to watch them. It's because there's just too many of them and they're too fucking long. You know, I don't want to sit down and watch a 3-hour movie about trade federations and fucking embargoes and shit. You know, I don't care. But now it just makes me really just hate the property itself, because it's just nothing now. You know, I know if I let me put it like this. I know if I watch the original Star Wars movies and I like them, I'm gonna have to watch the newer shit. I'm gonna have to see it, because if I like the old properties, I have to see the continual story. But I know they're dog shit. Like, from Star Wars fans themselves, they hate it. So what's the point anymore? My girlfriend was telling me I'm super negative, and I think she's right. But I don't know. I'm tired of seeing the same old. I just want to see something new. Something else. Except for Shrek. I pray at night for Shrek 5. I hope the Lord above is listening to me when I ask him for a Shrek 5. Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna resurrect Satan so he can do it. I don't know, fucking... It's so hard to understand what the fuck is even going on and like most of the shit happening in this game, because it's just a lot of noise. Like visual noise, if that makes any sense. But this is probably the best item to get in the game, is it refills health. Which is great. Oh shit. Let's get this bastard. Yeah, there's so much that goes on in this game. Like, and this is at the, like, 10-minute mark. It hasn't even hit, like, level... I have no idea, but it hasn't hit the level that's the end. Like, the game is over at 30 minutes, so... Let me steal some health. Fuck yeah. Oh no. I hope there's gonna be a horror movie renaissance. Like, I hope horror movies start to get good, you know. Because there's a lot of decent horror movies out there these days. But there's a lot of bad ones, too. And that's the market, you know. There's gonna be good to compare to the bad, but still, you know. It kind of leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you do like horror movies, if there's just so many that are just bad out. Because then there's, you know, there's nothing really to, like, chase it. You know, there's no chaser for the dog shit you have to drink. You just kind of have to take it as it is. And it's kind of hard to tell which horror movies are going to be good these days, because reviews are so hard to understand. You know, you can't really take reviewers at their word. Because Big Mouth gets like 100% every season. And that's how you know it's just fucking... It's just not, you know... It's not accurate. I don't know, people talk shit about Big Mouth a lot, but I genuinely watched, like, the entire first season. I did watch it when it came out, like, when it dropped on Netflix, I watched it. And I was at, like, the target demographic for the age, like, a young kid. Like, early teens. And I still thought it was uncomfortable. I still thought it was super weird. Because it's not, like... It's not funny. It's... A lot of the jokes fall onto the humor of, look, it's a child masturbating, which, I don't know, that's a strange thing to make the premise of your television show written, directed, produced, voiced, and all this shit by adults. Because, like, there's genuine adult men and women that are drawing that shit. You know, or at least putting the cells together. So, that's already a scary person. You know, someone that animates Big Mouth. Because what led them to that job that was like, yes, I'll do this? Or I guess money. You know, it probably pays pretty well. But still, that's like... It's like saying if you would want to be a part of a smut film, but you get paid really well. You know, it's like, yeah, I guess the money is there for it, but you still don't have to do it. I kind of hope there's an alternate universe where everyone just said no to the person who pitched the idea to Big Mouth. I wish there was a universe. I wish I was in that universe where I could see news headlines of pedophile tries to pitch pedophilia TV show and gets arrested. I don't know. That would be the ideal world to live in. There's so much shit on screen. I can't even, like, tell what's happening most of the time. I just kind of pray. After some point, all you could do is pray. But I will say I do have a pretty decent build here. I just need to get, you know, better shit. I need to run up because my whips are going up. So, damn it. Sweet. Sweet. Damn it. So much shit. It's kind of hard to fucking dodge when you're, like, when it's so, like, laggy. I can assure you the game does not run this shit. This is just my own, like, fault. Alright. Let's just go. Try to get as many... Shit. This game is kind of hype, though. I will give it that. Like, it does keep you engaged while all this shit is happening. Like, I don't know. That's why it's a good podcast game, because you can kind of tune in and out without really having to worry. You know, because a lot of the time you could kind of just focus, like, corner of your eye. Especially considering that it's only the arrow keys to do anything. Like, every weapon just fires on its own. So it does, you know... It's good for a gamer like me that just sucks shit at video games. Come on. I'm surviving by the skin of my teeth right now. Let's max out. Shit. Getting too big for my britches. I just need to run. Shit. Shit. I need to get better at dodging. Come on. Because I'm losing more health than I'm gaining back by hitting these people. Let's get some health back. That... I lost all the health I fucking gained. Fucking... Get out of there. Shit. At this point, I need some chicken. Because it's just... The plan is not working. There's too many guys and they're swarming me too fast than my blades can kill. Need a way to get health back without dying. And that doesn't seem to be working. Shit. Please be chicken. Please be chicken. Damn it. Fuck. I've got 8 minutes to survive. I don't know if I can. Come on. Okay, I might actually survive this. If I can stay smart. Chicken! Just... Oh no, my chest. Give me some good. Give me some good. Come on. Okay. I'm gonna have to be smarter about this. Alright. Let's get it. You could survive for fucking 7 more minutes. Piece of cake. Shit. I'm severely outmanned. I don't even know how I'm still alive. Maybe I could kill enough people to get a good amount of gems. Let's split them open. Shit, I'm so dead. There's so much shit. I'm surprised. Alright. You can do this. Just a little over 5 minutes. You could survive. Like, the thing with this game is it gets harder as you go on, but more tedious, if anything, you know, because it's just like, it's just a bunch of shit all at once, you know, so it's kind of hard to, this is genuinely the farthest I've gotten in this level, so hopefully I can survive the, you know, the waves. I just need to be able to fucking... Definitely not outmaneuvering anyone, but... I'm surviving. Goddamn fucking Minotaur. Shit. You can last 5 more minutes. Ooh, 4. Just need to survive. Oh my fucking god. Come on. You could do this. Come on. I'm so fucking tense right now, dude. Dude, I don't know how I'm making it this far, genuinely. Like, the lag is really fucky. Like, it usually runs pretty well when I don't have anything else in the background, so... But all these particle effects and the streaming shit definitely ain't doing it no favors. No, but a little word to the wise. I was unemployed for like the past 2 weeks, so I wouldn't. I would say if you're working a job right now, do not quit for no do not quit until you have a job lined up. Cause I didn't have fuck all to do for like 2 weeks. I didn't do shit for 2 weeks, and I felt like shit. I felt like absolute shit for not doing anything. So it's not... I had no relaxation that entire time. I didn't get a single opportunity to relax. I think I still have my revive, hopefully. Let me steal some health. I don't know, I'm not doing great right now. Oh, shit. Come on. Oh, shit. I just need to outmaneuver him now. Because I'm not strong enough to kill anyone. I'm surviving by the skin of my teeth. Shit. I'm so close. I am so fucking close. I think I could do it. I think as long as I play smart, I try not to get my health too low. Shit. Shit. Oh, there's so many fucking people. Ah. I don't know how I'm doing this. I genuinely don't understand how I'm alive. Come on. I think I could do it. Oh, I'm so close. Woo! Yeah, baby! I did it.